Hello, welcome to Papa's Happy Place. Thank you for coming, all you home brewers and do-it-yourselfers. I'm going to talk about my brand new Spike Brew Pot. I'm going to be converting this over to what's going to work for me. We're going to have some discussions about choosing that brew pot you may want, how I did it, where I purchased mine, and then we're going to talk about, once you get it, how you clean that pot and passivate that pot with products you already got from other brewing processes. Okay, so let's watch the intro and then come back for the rest. Stay to the end, and if you find this helpful and informative, like and subscribe, please. Thank you. It's my new Spike Brew Kettle. I'm going to be converting it over to a full brew kettle. It'll have an element in the back, and I'll probably have a pump system going into a top basket. I might stay brewing the bag, but this is what I'm going to be using for my brewing coming up in the future. I've got some work to do to it. I bought the kettle itself from brewhardware.com. Worked with Bobby up there, and we got this thing bought. They don't carry a lot of the Spike products up there, so it was ordered and then it was drop shipped here. But they did a fantastic job. If you guys ever want to do any work with anything Spike product, or you want to do some work on your brew kettle, reach out there to Bobby at brewhardware.com and they'll get you set up. They've got everything you probably need to get going. This came in a couple days ago, unpackaged. Got it all ready, and now we're going to go over the cleaning process. Once you get these, you got to clean and passivate them, okay? And I'm going to be going over the cleaning and passivating process using products that you usually probably have right there in your brew house. Anyways, hey team, quick note here. I just edited my video, and I thought I would point something out here. Make sure you're wearing your glasses. Make sure you got your gloves when you're working with chemicals. We want to be safe when we're doing this stuff. I don't want to get anybody hurt, and I'm not telling anybody that the best way to use this stuff. I'm just following whatever the manufacturer instructed. Okay, just follow your instructions from the manufacturer. Wear your safety glasses. Wear your rubber gloves. Wear whatever you need to do to be safe, and so that you don't go home with um, like burns and stuff like that. Okay. Okay, team. First thing you want to do, you get you some water in there, because we're going to be using. That's our base. Oh, that's another thing nice about these. I remember this. Look at that. Handle just hangs right there on the handle. That's top notch right there, guys. Okay, get you some water. I've been doing some research. I've done research. If you want to do your research, you can. I would suggest it. But if not, then the first one I'm going to use for cleaning is PBW. Stands for Brewery Wash. And Brewery Wash is a non-caustic cleaner that's used to clean proteins and other things like that. But it's used very good at getting rid of organic compounds, things that end up in our brew house when we're converting sugars from our brews and turning it into beer, turning it into actually wort, and then the yeast turned it into beer. But that PBW is fantastic stuff. If you want to use another product, you can. I don't care. It's not my house. But I'm going to be setting up with about 6 gallons of water. Yeah, well, 7 gallons of water. And you want to use 1 ounce ounce of PBW to every gallon of water. And I've got some other water sitting here. First thing I want to do is get this ready for the cleaning, get it all cleaned up from the last brew that I did, and get it ready for my next brew. Always in the process of getting the next one going. Keep your stuff clean. That's up to you guys. I always keep mine clean. And we're going to get started heating some water, and I'll be back here in just a sec. And it's PBW. They say anywhere from 80 to 160 degrees. The hotter you get it, the better it is for removing the soils and stuff. It's a new pot, guys. I just got it. So I just put a couple ounces in with the 7 gallons of water. Just give me a good solution to clean this pot with. Get any oils or contaminants that were on there. Most of that will be taken care of. This is, again, an alkaline cleaner. So it's got a high pH. If your hands are going to be in this stuff, put your rubber gloves on. Save yourself some skin irritation, some issues, okay? All right, guys. Back in a little bit. All right, team. PBW. This is a 4-pound jug. I've had it a couple months. It says about 6 months. The shelf life is what they suggest, okay? Use 1 ounce per gallon of water, depending upon your soil load. Dissolve PBW in water between 60 and 160. The warmer the water, the more efficient the cleaning. Circulate the solution for 20 to 30 minutes. Longer for heavy soil loads, and you can leave this stuff up there for like an hour. And always rinse with water. You always want to make sure and get your chemicals off, get back to a neutral pH, make sure that you're good and rinsed off, right? And for brew kettles and lauter tons, use 1 to 2 ounces per gallon of water for single vessel cleaning. For multiple vessel cleaning, use at least 1.5 ounces per gallon of water. Soak soils in solution, And this works in just about everything. Read your directions. Works on the stainless steel, copper, rubber, glass. Not good for aluminum. This will mess up your aluminum, okay? Plastic, wood, not good. Plastic, good. Wood, not good. Again, on the instructions. Contains isopropanol. For more information on the ingredients, please visit 5-Star Chemicals. That's who put this out. They do a fantastic job over there, guys. You can get this just about any brew supply house. That's what I'm using. So follow instructions. Put it to temperature you need. And stay tuned. More coming. More coming. Yeah. All right, guys. We're up to temp. So we're going to let it set for 20, 30 minutes. Let it soak in. I'm going to grab a rag. Wipe everything off real good. Make sure we're super clean. I don't want to get anything they use in the process of building this. They use some oils. They use stuff like that to actually, and they clean this before they send it to me, but I want to verify. I want to make sure it's done in my house. So what I'll do is I'll get started here. I'm going to soak it, let it set for 30 minutes. Then I'm going to rinse this off in a different container. For cleaning other stuff, it lasts up to 5 days. I made the solution, might as well use it multiple times. Okay, if it gets too gross, I'll chuck it. But for right now, I'm just going to keep it, and I'm going to use it for cleaning other things. All right, I'll be back in a little bit. Make sure you're getting everything covered with your PBW and your cleaners. And then make sure you're getting everything good and rinsed too, guys. Here I'm using a rag. You can see I'm using my rubber gloves, trying to keep the chemicals off my body. And just keep up with that safety. Get the chemicals all over your parts. All right, guys. Once you get your pot set there for, 20, 30 minutes, then you drain it off, which I've drained it off here. Took the last little bit and dumped out. That saved me about 5 gallons worth of that PBW. I'll save it for cleaning. Once you get to that, I know you're asking yourself, what the heck is this passivation thing he's talking about? Listen, you're talking to an expert here. The reason I say I'm an expert is I've been passivating, cleaning parts in the rocket industry for about 3 years. I am a supervisor on a crew. That's what we do, is we clean and passivate parts. So I know what this means. What passivation is on any type of an alloy, which stainless steel is an alloy, it's got a higher than normal amount of nickel or chromium in it. And what that does is that makes the outside of the metal more impervious to oxidation, okay? And what that is it's got a higher nickel or chromium content in it. And in that alloy, it's less perceptible to have oxidation, or rust is what, that is an oxidation. That shiny copper roof that ends up turning green, that's an oxidation. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a very, very resistant surface on our pots to keep them from rust and keep them from getting oxidation into our beer. So that's why we go with stainless steel. Stainless is very highly resistive to oxidation. And the reason it is because it's high content of nickel or chromium. Now, when we passivate, we take and strip several microns of carbon away from that layer, that surface layer, and in that process, it creates a layer of resistance for us to keep from getting rust. But it's called stainless steel for that reason. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to take and put in a highly acidic compound, and that highly acidic compound is going to strip away some of them carbon molecules, make it more resistant. If we just left it normal, it'd still work, but it might rust a little bit. But we don't want any rust, so we strip some of that carbon away. How do we do that? With highly acidic compounds. We let it set at a certain temperature for a certain time, and then we rinse it off real good. Now we've passivated. That's what passivation is, okay? I'm going to get at this process and then change cameras. Right. Chemicals we actually have in. So what I'm going to use, they don't like doing this too much because this stuff's pretty pricey. This here costs like 20, 25 bucks for that whole thing. Very concentrated. And for this, I need 1 ounce per gallon. So if I put a couple gallons in here, I need 2 ounces. There's about $1 to passivate this. I don't know if that number's right. You can add it up if you want. It's not very pricey. Okay? This is a process we need to do. We only got to do it periodically. We don't have to do this all the time. We have to do it every time. This is, I just got this. I want to make sure it's passivated. Make sure. I'm sure the manufacturer passivated it. I'm not saying they didn't, but you know what? I want to know. And so I'm going to passivate again. But I'm using star sand. All right. The star sand is something I use in my brew house every day. I use it to make sure it's sterilized and make sure, not sterilized, but I want to make sure pasteurized. Make sure I don't get no bugs in my stuff. That's what I use, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple ounces to 2 gallons, and I'm going to rub it around the part, do that again for about a half hour at 80 on my water, and let it set. And I'm going to rinse it off real good. Again, I'm saving my star sand when I get done. I can use it for other things, but that's how I'm going to do this. So let's get started. First thing I need, a couple gallons. I'll probably put the link down in the description if you want to look for it. But I just got it off Amazon. Just this is a Turna Precision Products, and it's got one gallon or milliliter gradients on the side here. something, if you're doing something like this, you got to have big ounces of star sand in there. So the way this works, you take the little lid off, or at least crack it, and then you squeeze on it, and it comes up this side here, fills this little container here. And keep going. Keep going. Holy cats. I think my lid's over here on this side not sealing, because it should work better than that. Let me get it tightened down pretty good, see if I can get it to create a... Holy cow, there's 1 ounce. Okay. Do it again. I need to get something in that dude to get her to seal up better. That's crazy. Should squeeze up through there. Maybe the next jug will work better. That's all right. Just squeeze on it. Another ½ ounce. We'll get this done. Looks like I got about 16 ounces left. There's an ounce. Okay. There we go. Now we got 2 ounces of star sand in with my 2 gallons of water. I'm going to rub it around real good and let it set for a while. We're in. That'll be done with our passivation. After we rinse it off real good, make sure our passivation process works. And be ready to brew beer. All right. Thanks, guys. Make sure to stay to the end. All right.